off, we're back to a new Loud House review. And if y'all didn't see the last one, go and check it out. And yeah, we are back with a new reviewing of my favorite Loud House episodes. And this is another one that I do enjoy. I definitely have a fondness, enjoyment for this episode. And yeah, it starts with Zach, Rusty, and Liam getting themselves all like checking out for some ladies, but of course to ask for to this dance, City Hawkins dance, but of course they just pass them. And they say Clyde and Lincoln under the table, which Clyde is there for moral support. I mean, he's a bro, and Lincoln is hiding because he doesn't want Ronnie Ann to ask him to the dance, but he wants to go to the arcade. But then when Ronnie Ann comes, wondering if they seen Lincoln, and of course he looks under the table, but only Clyde's there. And then Lincoln comes home, and his sisters are like, "So did Ronnie Ann ask you to the dance?" And saying of how it's the most important time in a woman's life. And yeah, he then lies. Lincoln then lies and says that Ronnie Ann didn't ask him. He waited and waited, but it just never happened. And he's like, "What? I would have told the truth." And yeah, then later that night, he's going to be going to the arcade with Clyde. But then Luann, Luna, Lynn, and Lucy come to Lincoln and saying of how they scored Lincoln a date for the dance. And of course, he's like, "I wasn't bummed out. I just didn't want Ronnie Ann to ask him to the dance." And they made him feel guilty, saying a dance is one of the greatest moments of a girl's life. And yeah, when he gets to the school, there's a raffle, and Mrs. Johnson says of how the winner of the raffle will have lunch with her in the teacher's lounge. And Clyde having these different files of each of the girls that Lincoln is going to be juggling 4 dates, and he's going to be having the eye in the sky. And yeah, then they say Zach, Rusty, and Liam is like, "I've always wanted to see the teacher's lounge." And yeah, Clyde is like, "I'm afraid of heights, but I'll be okay." I mean, yeah, I'm afraid of heights too. And then we see Taffy, Luna's friend, and yeah, Clyde doesn't even give him like a minute or so. They only do like a few seconds, and then he's like, "Time's up." And then goes to Chuckles, Luann's friend, and then goes to Haiku, Lucy's friend, and then we see um we see Lynn's friend, which I cannot remember her name for some reason, but yeah, like we see each of his sister's friends, and even doing more time with them, and yeah, like our Clyde just so high up and just doing the whole juggling the dates while Clyde is just up above. And yeah, that's a pretty good saddle puppet, I would say, or hand puppet. And yeah, poor Clyde though. I could just say, like, feel very sorry for him, and even puking as well. Which then, yeah, Lincoln says that Clyde did enough. But then when he opens the door, he sees Ronnie Ann. And then he's like, I can't let Ronnie Ann see me now after I ducked her all day. And then they get Lincoln gets Clyde, Rusty, Zach, and Liam to go and do the dates with the friends of Lincoln's sisters. But yeah, they all embrace themselves to go in, and Lincoln gets bumped and ends up just causing a mess with these balls as well, these dodgeballs, and Zach ending up tripping and yeah, getting a laugh as well. And yeah, this is very touching, I would say, for each of Lincoln's friends. And of course, Ronnie Ann thinking that she sees Lincoln, but of course, it's just a mop. And Lincoln at the DJ area. And again, just Lincoln's friends having a good time. And Clyde just saying, "My heart belongs to an other woman," and Haiku is like, "That's okay. My heart belongs to an older man. He just turned 200." Again, just sharing something for each other. And then the actual DJ comes, wondering what Lincoln is doing. And then Mrs. Johnson announces the winner of the raffle, and it's Lincoln. And then each of his sister's friends wondering why he did all this, just leaving them. And then they're like, would it be all right if I just go back to like Liam, Zach, Rusty, and Clyde? And yeah, Ronnie Ann then says Lincoln, and yeah, Lincoln apologizes for ducking Ronnie Ann and just letting her ask him to the dance. He's like, it just laughs and like, you thought I was gonna ask you to a boring dance? And she's like, I wanted to go with her to the arcade, what Lincoln was wanting to do. But it all just works out in the end, and we just see them having a dance with each other, all of Lincoln's friends as well, and them at the arcade. Which, yeah, really good ending, I would say. Yeah, definitely an episode I've always enjoyed ever since it first debuted. But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Catch you next one.